So obviously for the past couple of weeks, one of the most interesting stories and engaging stories and one of the things that has been keeping people on the edge of their seat and keeping them coming back to the rumor mill is what the heck is going on with TSM's roster. You know, it's been very frustrating and annoying because it's taking so long. Some people see that as a good sign, like, oh, TSM's really doing their due diligence. Oh, they're really diving into, training and scouting and making sure they get the right player, the right deal, the right fit for their team, their lineup, that they get somebody that's going to be good now and into the future. And then other people are like, oh, it's December 4th. TSM still doesn't have a roster. They still don't have a mid laner. They still don't have a support. We've heard them, reportedly striking out on 5, 10, 15, 20 different prospects or potential signees or whatever. This is going awful for TSM. There's really people on total polar opposite sides and obviously everywhere in between. But today, in this video, I'm going to be talking about a little bit of new information that's come out that might give us a little bit more insight and answers, not only to what the TSM roster in 2022 is going to be comprised of, but also when we might finally be getting that official roster announcement. So definitely make sure you guys do drop a like on this video. I would appreciate it so much. Really helps out my channel and my content. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think it's possible. We're going to be close. And with your help, we can get there a little bit faster. With that being said, let's get right into this. So one of the big things coming out is from the TSM subreddit. We have this post that TSM FTX Tactical is heading to Korea, meaning that, the whole TSM team is heading to Korea. And they're saying, obviously, hopefully the roster can be announced soon. A lot of people think, a lot of people know that the full TSM team is going to be scrimming, preparing, practicing, getting ready for the 2022 LCS season in Korea. That means the whole team together, 5 players and the coach, the coaching staff, everybody. I haven't really heard if they're taking the academy team or if they're taking anyone from the academy team or any extra players or whatever, but the full starting roster is going to be practicing there. At the very least, we'll start getting some leaks about like, oh, who's there? Who's scrimming with the team? Who's playing with the team? I know people are going to be looking all over like op.gg and solo queue trackers and stuff to see if any, Chinese players have been playing more Korean solo queue or if, obviously Tactical is going to duo with his support at some point. You assume the mid laner is going to be duoing with Spica at some point. So we'll see. Regardless, we're going to get some answers soon. But again, people do expect this roster to be announced now that they're heading over to the east, that they're heading over to Korea. I think it's a very, very similar situation that we saw like with Cloud9, where Cloud9, we didn't really know who exactly their coach was going to be. Then Cloud9 heads over to Korea, and then all of a sudden, boom, they have a deal done with LS. I don't think that's a coincidence at all. Obviously, you can get a lot of stuff done remotely, and even in some cases, you can get everything done remotely, but sometimes, it's better to meet face-to-face, to get something signed, to go over specifics, to finish negotiations. I don't know the whole approval process and everything that, stuff has to go through Riot, but it definitely seems like, the roster's locked, the roster's set. We've heard that from Caves, we've heard that from Dunk, we've heard that from a lot of people on TSM, that their roster is officially, decided upon. But again, are they just waiting to go over to Korea and make some content with these people to make like some dope announcement videos? Are they looking to get contracts officially signed and sealed? Are they still waiting for approvals on like visas from Riot's end? Is it government stuff? I don't know exactly what the holdup is, but for whatever reason, we haven't got these announcements yet. But again, the team is heading to Korea right now. This is a good sign. I do think this means we will be getting an announcement very, very soon. I know that I've been saying that and people have been saying that for a while, but it does seem like we are in the end game here. Now, we also got an update from the TSM Twitter account themselves. They tweeted out 4 Chinese flags this morning. Now, the team's headed to Korea, so it doesn't have anything to do with their trip. It doesn't have anything to do with, with them heading over to Korea. That wouldn't make sense. So obviously, the TSM FTX Twitter account does seem to be hinting at some Chinese players, joining TSM. Now, I don't know why they tweeted 4 Chinese flags, if there's any significance with that or what. I don't know if that, really matters at all or if that means anything or if they just tweeted, a random amount of Chinese flags. But this does seem to be the team, obviously, very, very, not really secretly at all, hinting at some Chinese players being signed. And as you can see, the #1 reply here from LCS Eevee on this tweet, is this TSM TSM roster of Huni, Spica, Cream, Tactical, and Shen Yi. I know that somebody commented on my last video and told me that it's Shen Yi instead of Shen Yi, but I don't know. I haven't really ever heard it pronounced before, but this is what most people at the time, TSM fans and people on the rumor mill kind of expect if they had to take a best guess to be the TSM roster. That we are expecting kind of Cream and Shen Yi at this point. There are obviously some other names being thrown around. Kia Duo has been thrown around a little bit. I know Gory was thrown around a little bit, but obviously it's not going to be a Korean player, so it doesn't seem like he's really in the mix. There are other LDL possibilities. Maybe it's an LDL player that hasn't even been thrown around. Maybe it's somebody we haven't really heard of. Maybe it's some diversion. They've been kind of distracting us with a new name or whatever. But again, it's no surprise that these 5 guys are the top comment on this post. This is what I would take as my guess for the lineup. And if this is a lineup, I don't know if how excited people are going to be. I know some people are really, really excited about Cream. I know he's a guy, obviously young, talented, a lot of talent, a lot of potential. We'll see if that works out. We'll also see how good is TSM going to do at developing young guys. Not only how good is TSM going to do, their staff, their coaching staff, their management, their organization, the structure they have in place, but how good can a really, really cracked young Chinese mid laner develop in North America, in Los Angeles, in the LCS? You're scrimming and practicing and playing against other LCS mid laners every day. The LCS mid lane pool is pretty good now. We have a lot of big names and stuff, but historically, not really the best place to learn and practice if you want to be a mid laner. TSM, not necessarily the organization known best for, talent and development and stuff like that historically. And you have NA solo queue. You have so many different things at play. You have the language barriers. You have coming over to a new culture. I don't know how well, if at all, Cream or Shen Yi speak English. I don't know how, much Chinese or Mandarin or whatever the team is going to be planning on speaking. But again, if they want to be successful, I do think they're going to have to come over and get adapted to the culture, at least to some extent, because I think TSM, their brand, their fan base, why they make so much money is because they have that awesome fan interaction. They have great content. They, really get people hyped up and excited. And I think there's going to need to be, connection with the fans for that to work out. If you're going to be the guy replacing Bjergsen, I don't think you can come in, and not really try to make that connection with the fans more so than, just playing good League of Legends. Obviously, good League of Legends helps, but there's obviously some question marks whether good League of Legends will even be played. Who knows? Tons of question marks with this team. I'm not really sure how hyped up or excited fans are going to be. I'm not sure how crazy TSM viewership is going to be domestically, or are Chinese fans going to be tuning in to watch Cream and Shen Yi? Or, is TSM going to grow their international audience? I don't really know. And again, I don't really even know if this is going to be the final roster. Another big update we have from this whole situation, the top comment is like, okay, but what are the odds that they actually announce this on a weekend? People are busy on the weekends. Not everybody's at their computer. Not everybody, content doesn't necessarily perform best on the weekends. And obviously TSM and everyone knows that. And Dunk actually responded 0. So I know a lot of people saw this tweet from TSM and were like, oh, TSM announcement soon. Do we think we're getting this news soon? Whatever. Maybe it's coming today. Maybe it's coming tomorrow. Dunk says it's not coming this weekend. So that would lead me to believe that Monday is very, very likely for a TSM roster announcement, but maybe something does come this weekend. I don't really know with the time differentials if they would post it like, is Monday in China, Sunday in the United States? Would they do that? I don't really know. But maybe it's coming this weekend. Maybe it's coming Monday. I don't know. But these are some of the big updates, that it's looking like it's going to be Chinese players. And Dunk says that there's a 0% chance that this is going to happen on the weekend. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this TSM roster announcement news, whatever? Are you hyped up? Are you excited? Are you disappointed? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to Tip Today and all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.